what do you make of the choice? What do you think he's going to choose?
Well, I'm going to present an option 3. And I don't know how I didn't make this connection earlier, but why would Grogu not be destined to wield the Darksaber? Because he is both Mandalorian and Jedi. I don't know the steps of how he'll get there, but doesn't it seem like it makes sense that he will end up with it?
He would have to defeat Din for that.
Not necessarily. I mean, he is a creature with a huge lifespan. Like a lifetime for Din is only going to be a short time for Grogu. He might inherit the Darksaber in a completely different way and change things.
Well, no, because you have to win the saber from somebody. So.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. Like,
I don't see it. I don't see it.
No?
I think he chooses the chain armor, and I think we'll see him pop up at some point in Chapter 7. I think Din is gonna end up with the Darksaber for sure. I really do. I think I've seen people talk about this, and I don't know if this is the case or not, but a lot of people are speculating that he may be Force sensitive.
Mando?
Yeah.
Have you looked into that fan theory, or have you been down that rabbit hole?
A lot of people say, well, so what do we know about him? He was a foundling. He was not born a Mandalorian, so we don't really know anything about his backstory prior to him being brought into that culture. We know that he has this bond with Grogu that no one else seems to have. We've seen him in combat do things that most Mandalorians can't really do. He survives things that most people can't really survive. And I think that there's a strong argument where you can say that it's more to do with external factors outside of he's just a very well-trained Mandalorian. Now, he very much could just be a very well-trained Mandalorian, and they needed him to survive those things because it moved the story along and it solidified him as a legit badass. And I think another knock against it is perhaps Luke and Ahsoka would have sensed that in him, but who's to say that they didn't and didn't say anything because of how old he was.
Too old to begin the training.
I don't know if I believe that he is or not, but
it's definitely a fun theory to play around with, though.
Yeah, to stick with what you said, if he is Force sensitive, then he does have ties to both Mandalorian and Jedi backgrounds. Right. So I think that makes more sense than Grogu getting it. I just can't imagine Grogu holding that massive lightsaber.
Well, yeah, I guess I hadn't thought about that.
I mean, if you saw Luke with Yoda's, like it looked like a toy. It looked like when you
get at Walmart. Yeah. It is much smaller.